Coke is changing its American recipe, kinda. President Trump announced in a social media post last week that real cane sugar will now be used. The Coca-Cola Company announced late yesterday that they would be creating a separate Coke product that includes cane sugar and would still use high fructose corn syrup in regular Coke. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. has advocated against using high fructose corn syrup. CNN's Harry Enten, who is really an expert on all these things, is with us now. Harold, thank you for coming on and preaching to us about this. Of course. How popular is regular sugar cane?
You know, it was interesting. There's been one study that was done that compared, essentially asking folks, what do you prefer the taste of, regular sugar or high fructose corn syrup? And it turns out that the American people say that they prefer regular sugar. Look at this. By a 2-to-1 margin, say Coke with sugar tastes better. Now, I must tell you that I think that this is a crock of baloney, because that includes folks who, A, have never even had Coke with sugar before, but it's also the fact that it was not a blind taste test, which I think is so important. Now, as someone who has, in fact, had many of Cokes with sugar, because Kosher for Passover Coke cannot have corn syrup in it, I also have developed a little bit of an interest in this topic. So I decided, you know what, screw these studies, let's actually conduct our own taste test, which I did with our AC 360 staff earlier today. And we can show the results of that, but I also want you to partake in your own taste test right here. We have 4 different Cokes for you. We have a Coke that comes in a plastic bottle. We have a Coke that comes in a glass bottle. We have a Coke that comes in a can. And then we have Mexican Coke with sugar as well. And at the end of your test, Mr. Berman, you'll tell me how it is, but I will tell you that the folks on the AC 360 team, which one did they prefer? They, in fact, preferred not Coke with sugar. They actually preferred a glass with corn syrup, 4-3 over with sugar, canned corn syrup 3, and a plastic corn syrup 1. What did you feel?
I think I may have liked C the best.
You liked C the best, and according to what I have here, C is, in fact, with a can. It is a can. It is not, in fact, the one that was the Mexican Coke, which was, in fact, A. So you, like the AC 360 staff, did not prefer Mexican Coke, that is Coke with sugar, which proves my point that this whole thing is just a giant fugazi.
And I will say, when you mentioned bologna the first time, I'm like, oh, that tastes good. That's what they should change the flavor to. Harry Enten, thank you very much.
I prefer Roy Crown Cola anyway.